Okay, this is the second part 2 video of 4.1 quadratic functions and transformations, and we left off when we're starting the back side of our notes. Really, we're looking at problem 2. But before we do problem 2, I'm going to have you go to the center of the page and look at new concepts. And we're going to just look at translations of parabolas and really how H and K impact your translation of a parabola. So when I am looking at this, I'm looking at vertex form. So we have y equals a parentheses x minus h, that quantity squared, plus k. And we've already talked about what a does to our graph, whether it opens up or down, if it stretches it or compresses our graph. Now let's focus on what h does. Okay, so h does a horizontal translation, and as I compare it to my parent function y equals x squared, if I'm going to do a horizontal translation, it's going to be where I've either added or subtracted a value to my x and then square it. If it's x minus h, we go h units to the right. And if it's x plus h, it's h units to the left. So you really have to key in, do you have an h? And should it be going to the left or the right? So that's your horizontal translation. If I'm doing the vertical translation, we're adding a value to x squared or subtracting a value. So if it's y equals x squared plus k, we go k units up. And if you subtract k, you're going k units down. So that's the vertical translation. Horizontal then and vertical together would look like this. You have both an h and a k. And the h is the horizontal slide, and the k then gives you the vertical slide. Okay, so now that we've kind of looked at kind of the big picture, let's go back to problem 2. And we're going to first determine, do we have an h or a k, and how does that h or k impact the graph of our...
All right, so in problem 2, we're graphing several functions, and it asks, how is a graph a translation of f of x equals x squared? Remember that this is our parent function. So let's graph that parent function first, and we know that the vertex is going to be at 0, 0. Adding some additional points, we'd have 1, 1, negative 1, 1, 2, 4, and negative 2, 4. All right, and we'll connect those points, making that nice parabolic shape. All right, now we have something to compare our new graph to. Let's look at the equation g of x equals x minus 3 squared. So we know that we have a horizontal, we have that x minus h formula there, and the pattern x minus 3 squared then would dictate to us that we have to move 3 units to the right. So if I take each of those units and move them to the right, I now have 0 or 3, 0, 4, 1, and 2, 1. Let's just use those 3 points. And notice that everything has shifted 3 units to the right.
Great, and then our new vertex, make sure you plot that, that's 3, 0. And if you recall, HK is your vertex. So since H is 3, we have that, and we really have like plus 0 out here, right? So that's where that
Right.
K is. Good.
All right, in the second problem here, we have h of x equals x squared plus 1. So we see that that's a vertical translation, and k is equal to 1. So we have x squared plus 1, moving everything up 1 unit. So my new vertex is at the point 0, 1. And then 2 additional points would be 1, 2, and negative 1, 2. Now notice that the parent function, which was on there before, if you look at your graph there, you can just look at what we're doing with that parent function in terms of moving everything up 1. The vertex, once again, is at 0, 1.
Good. HK. H in this case is 0, K is 1. So again, vertex ties into HK, and that's where we're getting that 0, 1. Nice.
Okay.
Okay, problem 3. Let's just kind of keep going with problem 3. Problem 3 now has a bunch of stuff happening here. You've got y equals 1/2 x minus 3 to quantity squared minus 5. What are the vertex, the axis of symmetry, the minimum or maximum value, the domain, and the range? So a lot of things happening. What I would recommend you do is really focus in on that HK again. Remember, HK gives you your vertex. So in this case, H is 3. And K is -5 because you're subtracting 5.
Because we're subtracting 5.
So our vertex is 3, -5. Now, the other thing you want to be aware of then, your axis of symmetry always goes through that. So you get x equals h. So we're just going to say x equals 3 is our axis of symmetry. So we have that. It would be symmetrical on the vertical line, x equals 3. So we got the first two things done. To determine if it has a minimum or maximum, you have to decide if it's opening up or down. And if you remember, that is determined by our A value. Since our A is positive, we're opening up. And if we're opening up, we're going to have a minimum value. And that minimum value is the y coordinate of your vertex. So we have a minimum. And our minimum would be at y equals -5. So we've taken care of that question.
Yep. And how about the domain and range then? Let's
Okay.
talk
Domain
about that.
for quadratics will be all reals, and it's always all reals. So you
That's
can
right.
just automatically know that it's all reals. I can plug any x value into that equation, subtract 3, square it, multiply by half, and subtract 5. There are no restrictions to our domain. Our range always ties into our k value. Remember, our minimum value for our y value is -5. We're opening up from -5. So in this case, my range will be y greater than or equal to -5. There won't be a value below -5. If it was opening down, you'd switch to y less than or equal to whatever your k value is.
Right, because you want that to be your maximum then.
Yep. So again, range ties into k. Ties into k. Think about if you're opening up or down. If you're opening up, it would be y greater than or equal to your k value. If you're opening down, it'd be y less than or equal to your k value. So we answered all the things. Found our vertex quite easily. From there, you know your axis of symmetry, and you can hopefully finish out the rest. All right, so for problem 4, it says, what is the graph of this quadratic function? It's in vertex form. That's huge to notice that. The first thing I always do is find my vertex. If you're plotting your quadratic on a quiz or a test, wow, you can't read my vertex. It doesn't want to come up very well. I'm going to look that you have the correct vertex. H in this case is -5 and K is a +2. So I know that's my vertex. I know my axis of symmetry is the line x equals -5 because it's x equals h. And I also know another thing about my graph. I know it's opening down. So that's really some key things to be aware of. Okay, so I'm going to plot my vertex first, -5, 2. We have that point. I have my axis of symmetry. You can draw a dashed line through that if you want. You know, if you fold along that, your whole parabola will match up. And then literally at this stage, I just pick a point to the left or right of the vertex. Kind of close. I'm not going to go way out there because your numbers can really either grow or get really small very quickly. I'm going to put in -4, and I'm going to put it back into the original equation. So if you put -4 in there, you get -3 times -4 plus 5 squared plus 2. I'm evaluating the function for that. -4 plus 5 is 1. So 1 squared is also 1. So I get -3 plus 2. So I get the ordered pair -4, -1. And we can quickly plot that point. And because of symmetry, I also know I have the point -6, -1. And really that's enough then to be able to draw your parabola. So the translations that took place here with regarding to the parent function, we shifted 5 units to the left. We shifted up 2 units. Because A is negative, we reflected it on the x-axis, and because it's a value of 3, we also stretched our graph, so we have a lot of transformations taking place.
Okay, problem number 5. The arch of the Sydney Harbor Bridge is approximately 500 meters long and 85 meters high. What quadratic function models the curve of the arch? Assume the arch starts at 0, 0. Let's draw a little picture of that so we can understand how the arch actually fits in with the XY axis and finding our vertex point. Okay, so if I start at 0, 0, which is where the arch goes, and I'm going to go to 500 meters on the x-axis, and I know that the vertex point is on the axis of symmetry, which would be down the middle of that parabola, okay? So we know that its y-coordinate is, or its x-coordinate, its h-coordinate is 250, halfway between 0 and 500. And then the height of that arc is at 85. So when I'm talking about the vertex, the point is going to be 250 and 85 for h and k. All right, let's use the vertex form, y equals a times parentheses x minus h parentheses squared plus k, and let's substitute what we know. We know h is 250, we know k is 85, and we have to solve, so we're going to make y is equal to 0, and we have to solve for a. So I have 0 equals a times 250 squared plus 85.
Yeah, and can I just say something real quick? The reason why she's putting in 0 in for y is she's using the second ordered pair 0, 0. So she put y equal to 0 and x equals 0. That's just another value we know. So we're plugging in those numbers. You could have used this other ordered pair 500, 0, and you're going to end up with the same answer. So just know that. So, all right, so now we're going to solve for a.
All right, so 0 then is equal to a, and in parentheses you would have 500 minus 250 squared.
Yeah, I have 0 minus 250 because I used 0
Okay.
instead. Sorry
All
about
right,
that.
no
but
problem.
We're going to still get 250 squared in here, right?
Right. So then a is going to be a negative 85 divided by 62,500.
And it won't let me write down there. I'm going to have to kind of scoot up here. Sorry about that. So I get 0 equals, I'm at 62,500 A plus 85. I'm not quite where you were. Now I'm going to subtract 85 and then divide by the 62,500. And that 62,500 is the negative 250 squared or the positive 250 squared, depending on which one you used. So divide by 62,500. I don't know why it won't let me write down below, but it's not letting me. Sorry, it's getting a little messy. So A, when simplified, is
Negative 17 over 12,500.
okay, good.
And now that you have your a, you have your h, you have your k, you can write the quadratic model.
Okay, I'm going to erase some of the top here so we have some room to write. So, okay, so we're going to replace A with the negative 17,000, 12,500.
You're going to replace h with 250, and then k is going to be your 85.
Good. So
And that's your
final
model.
Answer. Good. So we did 4, 1, and 2 videos, but over the course of the 2 videos, we hopefully did the objective where you're able to now identify and graph quadratic functions.